Welcome back everyone to my channel. Today we're going to be going over some thrift store pickups. Some of these items were also not found at thrift stores. I also found them online through ads, and a couple of these things were bought on eBay, and at least one of them were bought at a record store. So let's get to it. So this was picked up at an off-brand thrift store, my local thrift store. It caught my attention because I've been actually looking for a record like this. This is supposed to test your entire hi-fi system. So that's basically just some information on it. I'm not going to go too much into it because I probably will end up demoing this record just to see how well it works on my system. So a little bit more information there in the back. Got a high frequency test, and it tests different instruments, low frequency test, dynamic range. So I'm looking forward to testing this out and see if it's useful to me. Let's try to see if I can show you the record from the inside. It was in decent shape. Here's the record. As you can see, it's in pretty decent shape. Here's the other side. So I look forward to testing this out in the near future. And it came with this graph kind of explaining about all the types of frequencies. And this kind of instructional booklet. Looks very old. Next, we have the best of the tops, or the four tops. It's a double album, and it's got quite a few of their greatest hits. Baby, I Need Your Lovin', that's probably pretty recognizable. I've actually been really interested in black artists from the 70s and 80s, and I definitely enjoy the music even from a young age. I enjoyed the stuff from the 50s and 60s. So I saw this record and I definitely didn't hesitate to pick it up, and it's definitely a Motown pressing, and the records were in very good shape as well. Let me see if I can just pull that out. They're a little dusty, but no scratches at all. Here's the back. Definitely a nice shape. And here's the other record. A little dusty. It's got a hair in there, but I can definitely get rid of that hair. So very good pickup. And then the next record I found was Lynyrd Skynyrd's Street Survivors. There's another version of this that's rare. This one is a little bit different because in the original one there was a flame behind the band, and unfortunately after this was released, shortly after, the band was involved in an airplane crash, and that took the lives of the lead singer and the lead guitarist of the band. So they wanted to get rid of those flames because they thought it was kind of morbid, being that the plane crashed. But I do have the other version. That copy is really worn. So what I might end up doing is I just might end up having this one as kind of like the one that I used to play because I found it in really good shape. It's got definitely a lot of their well-known songs. What's Your Name, That Smell. Opens up. And then the album was in very good shape. I often find really good albums on thrift stores, but what ends up happening is that they're usually in terrible shape. But this one was near mint, except for the album cover, of course. But there are absolutely no scratches on this album at all. It just requires probably a little cleaning, but this album's in terrific shape. We also got another Skinner album. I already have a copy of this, but this was such terrific. This was in such terrific. This was in such terrific shape that I had to get it. It's definitely not a first print, but the cover's in decent shape. Just normal wear from it being old. Definitely released in the 80s because it's got that barcode right there. And here's the record. And like I mentioned, this was in very good shape. A little dusty. I could probably fix that really easy. Some of the songs on this album are classics. Tuesday's Gone, Give Me 3 Steps, Simple Man, Free Bird, of course. These are all classic songs. I think this is their first album. I'm not 100% sure. I think it is. Definitely going to be playing in my turntable. It's a picture of the band. And then the next album that I found was Lynyrd Skynyrd, Give Me Back My Bullets. I think that title is pretty funny. Give Me Back My Bullets. I don't know a lot of the songs here. I'll definitely take some time to listen to them. And then the record was in, I would say, in, I guess, very good shape. I mean, it was a little dirty, and it did not have inner jacket, inner sleeve when I found it. So I'll be giving this record a pretty good cleaning. Next album that I found was Lynyrd Skynyrd, Nothing Fancy. Someone wrote on the sleeve, made in the shade. I don't know what that might mean, but so there's a picture of the band. Here's a list of their songs. And again, this album was in very good shape, so that's why I jumped at the opportunity of buying it, because there's a picture of it in very good shape. It's very difficult to find these albums without any scratches, because so often they'll be all scratched up, and it's probably the reasons why they're probably one of the reasons why they're being donated. So, and then the next album that I found was a loose copy of Santana Abraxas. I already have this album, but this album was in very good shape, and it'll probably end up replacing. I did not find this with the sleeve, but the album is in very good shape. It just needs a little bit of a cleaning because it's dusty. But this will probably end up replacing my other copy, because the other copy that I have is not too bad. I mean, but I wouldn't call it very good shape. It's more between kind of almost very good shape and good shape. It's got a few scratches, so I can't wait to put this into the sleeve from the other album that I got. All right, and here's the one that I was very happy to finally acquire. This is David Bowie's Station to Station. In my mind, it does not need any introduction. This is one of David Bowie's best albums. I would say, other than Ziggy Stardust and Hunky Dory. But I have this on CD already, but I was dying to get the vinyl version. I was not disappointed. I found this this was not found at a thrift store, obviously, because of the price that I paid for it, but this was found at a record store. But even the price that I saw it at was very good for the record that it is. This record usually runs between $20 to $30, and definitely probably about $35 to $40 new. I'm not gonna even take this out of the sleeve because I don't even want to do it one-handed. But the record, take my word for it, is in very good shape. The sleeve is not that damaged. It is a little yellowed, but you have to understand that this was released back in 1975. So these were picked up yesterday. I think I got each of these for a little bit more than $1, maybe $1.25, because it was a 40% off sale. So I finally got the first part of the Beatles anthology CDs. I've been meaning to get these because there's a few tracks that I don't own that are nice to now own. I'm happy that I got the first one because it's got Free as a Bird. And it's got a bunch of their very early songs. I think their first recording was That'll Be the Day, so it's kind of nice to now finally own that. But very happy about this pickup. And I also got Live at the BBC. I've been wanting to hear this album just out of curiosity because it's got a lot of cover songs that I don't think I've ever heard the Beatles play. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this a good listen. And then I also found Steely Dan, Kitty Lied. It's got a few good songs here. Black Friday, Bad Sneakers, Dr. Wu. All classic songs. I heard that this is one of their best albums, but I don't know. To me, I think all their albums are pretty good. This is probably going to be one of their better ones. And then I got John Coltrane, Love Supreme. This one comes with a little booklet, and I definitely want to give this a listen. The songs are pretty long. And then I found Miles Davis, Big Fun. I think this is one of his later albums, probably from like the 70s or 80s. It says there 74, so definitely 70s. Never heard of this album, but I heard that it's, or at least from what the label says, that this is one of his, it's a classic of his times when he was doing more fusion style stuff. So I'm definitely going to give this a listen to. It's a double album. The other one that I was really excited to finally get, not that I was actually looking for this, but I'm happy that I came across it and found it complete. And this is the Beach Boys' Good Vibrations, I guess kind of like a compilation album of their best hits. 30 years of the Beach Boys. Very nice. I like the artwork. Every volume, I guess, has a different artwork. Yeah. It's got that. It's got kind of like a hot rod type of picture to it. And the albums span all their entire career, going all the way up into the early 90s. And then you got, it ends with Kokomo. very happy that I got this because it kind of saves me time from getting all their albums, because I love the Beach Boys, but I'm not a fan of all their albums. But this basically picks out the best stuff from all their albums, so I'm gonna look forward to listen to that. Moving on to the tapes. There were no album tapes picked up this month, but I did find a box of Maisel professional industrial tapes that I have not tested yet. The reason why the box is empty is because most of them already went into my tape rack, but I did bring one just to kind of give you a look of what the tapes look like wrapped. So it caught my attention that this was supposedly professional grade tapes, so I'm going to give that a test on one of my tape players and record something on it to see what kind of output I get out of it. But I got all these tapes. Not exactly sure how many came in the tape. I think, oh yeah, it says right there 10 of them. So I got 10 of them for $10. Here, I mean, I guess this was a label from a couple of years ago when someone bought them. They were only $1.99, so I definitely spend more than what they originally sold for, but it's understandable being that tapes are kind of making a comeback now. So but I was happy to buy this box and get 10 tapes that I can record on. A few movies were picked up. Actually, I'll start with the tapes, the videotapes, VHSs. Actually, this one is a Betamax, and I found this online. And I remember watching this documentary when I was a kid, many years ago. And I'm actually gonna go ahead and watch this because I probably haven't watched this in probably close to 30 years. So I'm gonna go ahead with that. And then I ended up buying some blank tapes at the Goodwill. Each one was about $1. I've been wanting to test my old VCR that I had when I was a teenager. And yesterday I actually recorded, I copied one of my backups into the VHS tapes to see the quality that I would get. And the quality is actually not that bad, but only if you use like a old monitor, like a CTR. Obviously, if you put it in a modern television, the upscale is not going to be as nice. So, but this recorded pretty well on my VCR. So I definitely like to have these kind of movies laying around so that I can play them on my VHS, being that there are no new movies being released on VHS. Not that anyone wants to watch VHS, but I just like it for the nostalgia. So I got this blank tape yesterday, these blank tapes yesterday, and I think this one I also found looks a little bit more worn, but they're all sealed. So I will be possibly demoing my VCR from when I was a teenager, just to show you how it works. It's actually a pretty nice VCR. And then a couple of DVDs that I found at the same store that I got my CDs. Stand and Deliver, classic movie. Watched this when I was a kid. Didn't own it, so I picked it up. And Autofocus, this one definitely caught my attention because I've seen this actually. They used to show this a lot when I used to have HBO. This is basically the life story of Bob Crane, who used to play the title character in Hogan's Heroes. He died in a very mysterious way, kind of like a whodunit. And this is basically his life story. I can't really describe the movie too much. All I can say, it's basically kind of like a mix between Mad Men and Boogie Nights. That's all I'm going to say about it. But it's a decent movie. It's kind of entertaining, and it also kind of shows the darkness behind living a certain kind of lifestyle. And I guess that lifestyle just caught up to this guy. So I'm not going to spoil the movie, but you'll see what I mean if you ever get a chance to watch it. It's pretty good. It's got a Willem Dafoe, and it's got Greg Kinnear, who's a really good actor. So definitely give that a view when you can. And then Led Zeppelin DVDs. I already own this, but I kept it sealed, and I found this one in decent shape, opened. So I'm finally going to be able to watch these. Sometimes I do not open my DVDs, especially when I see that they're moving up in price. So I like to keep my stuff sealed if I can, but this is gonna be my extra copy that I finally get to watch this. Huge Zeppelin fan, and I just really can't wait to watch some of their live performances. Can't wait to get a look at that. Okay, so that is basically all the media for this month. Now I'll go ahead and move on to the hardware. Okay, so I'll go ahead and start from smallest to largest. Yesterday, at the same place where I found the blank audio tapes, I found this Super Nintendo gamepad. I like it because it was in the style of the Super Famicom, and it also has that turbo button. The controller feels new. I don't know if this was made for the Mini or not. The cables are pretty good length. I'd probably say about 6 feet. But I tried it on yesterday on one of my Super Nintendo emulators that I have on my computer, and it worked really well, really responsive. Definitely a good pickup. Okay, the next item that I got was I finally, let me see if I can open this up one-handed. I finally got my hands on a Sony Walkman. Yes, this is a Sony Walkman. Very happy to finally have one. This is actually in really good shape. And I love those metal keys that it has. This was released probably around maybe 1991 or 93. Made in Japan. It's got a really nice display, and it has the Mega Bass, which I'm very happy about. So this one ended up being a little bit pricier than what I usually pay for items like this. But the reason I went for it is because, number one, I had bought another Walkman that was defective, and I ended up having to return it. So I had credit, and this was actually bought on eBay. I got credit, and then I ended up getting this one that was listed pretty much the next day that after I got my money. So this ended up costing me a total of about $42. But unfortunately, when I got this, the radio did not work. So I ended up getting a partial refund. So in total, I think I ended up paying about $28 or $25 for this. So that's still pretty decent price. I played a couple of tapes on this. The sound is really good. And it's just a shame that the radio just doesn't work on this. But I don't really listen to the radio that much, and it shouldn't be a big deal. Yeah, the tape player works great. So at some point I might want to go in here and switch out the caps just to see, or actually look at the caps first to see if they need to be replaced, because that might be the problem on this radio as to why it won't work. But I'm very happy about getting this Walkman. It's not the Walkman that I want, because there's definitely the one that I got when I was a child that I really want, but haven't been able to find it, so I'm gonna have to look for it. But this will do just fine, because like I said, it's well made in Japan, so I'm happy about that. And this actually did come with a manual and this case. I guess this is for jogging, yeah, this is like the original manual. It's got all that information, And actually, we do have a date there, 1991. So this is a very old Walkman. So there's a little look at the specs. The other pickup I made this month is this realistic 8-track player. This is a newer model, probably from the mid to late 80s. I actually ended up getting 2 of them, and I will show the other one in a second. But this one is the one that was working perfectly fine. Did not need a belt replacement at all. I gave it a good cleaning, and it plays great. So I will probably demo these 2 devices later on this week, but this is just one of the pickups that I made. I will show the other one now. And this is the other 8-track player that I got with the one that I just showed. Here's a good look at that. It's not the most high-end 8-track player because Realistic is not known as a nice brand like Pioneer or Sony. Or even Panasonic, but this cleaned them out really well, and there was only this one mostly works. I think it just needs a replacement for the belt, but I gave it a good cleaning, took it apart, and it's got that level output control right there, and it works really well. And obviously this is the Radio Shack brand. I will probably do a demo of this one as well. They were just very dusty when I got them. The guy told me that these were probably in storage for about 30 years. So it's a good thing that the lady is moving away who had them and wanted to get rid of them. So I ended up picking both of them up for a very good price. So I will definitely do a demo on these very soon. So the other pickup that I made this month is this LG television. I believe the model is it's the LG 24LB451B. It's not their top model by any means. I mean, it doesn't even it does have a port for USB, but it doesn't really read video. It only reads pictures and music, which I find pretty odd. But it's a good little TV. It's LED, and it's definitely an upgrade from the one that I used to have hanging here, being that other one is over 12 years old. So but this one is a really nice one. It's from 2014, and I jumped on it because it was fairly reasonable price. It didn't come with a remote, and it didn't come with the power brick to power it, but that was easily remedied. I found this remote control at another thrift store. It cost me $2, and I got a power brick for it. It's not LG brand, it's Sony, but it's the same voltage. So this works perfectly fine in powering it. So that's my TV pickup for this month. And finally, we ended up getting a couple more tape players. It's not that I'm on tape players right now, but I just happen to find these for a very good price. The Kenwood that I found, I'll probably do a demo on it in the near future. Right now it's being sold on Letgo, but I got a very good price on it. And then I also found this Technics, and I actually owned this same exact tape player, but I ended up having to get rid of it because I couldn't fix it. Something was broken inside that would not allow the tape player to work. So when I found this, I was very happy that actually both tape decks work fine. I have to kind of see and check out those belts to see if they need to be replaced, but from when I checked it out at the store, it worked fine. And then I also got this amplifier that I'm definitely gonna demo. This is the SAGX 505. It's a very nice amplifier. I think the only thing that's missing are those knobs to change the frequency on the center speaker and bass and the treble. But other than that, it's a very nice display. It actually has a VU meter, a digital VU meter to display the sound on the display, so that's actually kind of nice. And both of these components are made in Japan, so I was happy to find them for a very good price. And that basically wraps it up for the pickups so far this month. I will probably have to do another video because probably I got about maybe 2 more weeks left before my summer vacation's over, and I'm gonna have to go back to work. So I will probably not have enough time, which is actually a good thing because I end up spending more than I need to spend. But I will probably be able to do maybe 1 pickups video a month because since I've had all this time on my hands and the thrift store is just open, so I've been able to pick up more than I really should. But these are probably going to get resold anyways. But the price was just so good that I just couldn't pass them up. So expect these to be on my Let Go page really soon. But that is basically it for the pickups so far in July. Thank you very much for joining me, and have a wonderful weekend, and I hope everyone enjoys their summer, or enjoying their summer. Thank you.